was only a matter of time before I got around to reviewing a Steven Seagal movie, On Deadly Ground. With his first 5 films, Seagal mostly stuck to being simple-minded action movies. When Under Siege was a huge hit in 1992 with both critics and audiences, Warner Brothers decided to let Seagal get more control this time around. The result was this mess. On Deadly Ground was supposed to be an attempt to have an environmental message in an action movie, so the film is about Seagal trying to stop the evil oil company from destroying the Arctic. In this one, Seagal decides to warn us about the danger of oil rigs. Apparently, Seagal is going to stop oil rigs from polluting and destroying Alaska by blowing up oil rigs, causing fires and explosions. Yeah, who's supposed to be the villain in this? The villain is played by Michael Caine, who's in a I don't give a shit, just give me the fucking paycheck mood. Caine has done this a few times. There was The Swarm, which is one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen. Hell, he was taking paycheck roles the same year he won an Oscar. I already reviewed Jaws the Revenge, and let me tell you, I do not plan on watching that fucking movie again. In fact, speaking of that review, better off playing the villain in a Steven Seagal movie. Wait. Pretty much this movie is just a massive ego trip for Seagal. He strokes his ego so much that Billy Squire is jealous. And you want to know why Seagal's ego is so massive in this movie? He not only starred in it and produced it, he directed the fucking film. The rest of the oil rig are going to be lost unless the rig is online in less than 2 weeks. One of the foremen realizes they are using faulty equipment and tells Seagal about this. Seagal doesn't believe him until he's shown some top-secret files. Caine has the foreman killed by John C. McGinley and the Force. There's actually quite a few famous actors in this movie. I already mentioned multi-Oscar winner Michael Caine, John C. McGinley, Mike Starr, best known for being fed a pepper by Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels in a little comedy called Dumb and Dumber. Irvin Kershner, director of The Empire Strikes Back, has a cameo directing an oil commercial. Even Billy Bob Thornton is in this as a bad guy. Before he was winning critical acclaim for his performance in Sling Blade, A Simple Plan, and Bad Santa, he was in this fucking movie. So Seagal's out killing bad guys and blowing up shit. Then Caine decides to hire a group of mercenaries led by Ermey with a mustache? What the fuck are you doing in this movie? You were in Full Metal Jacket and Toy Story, for fuck's sake. You're a better actor than this. Ermey, though, he's one of those actors who, no matter how bad the material is, manages to make it work somehow. Ermey gets some of the cheesiest dialogue in the movie, but somehow manages to make it work.
My guy in D.C. tells me that we are not dealing with the student here, we're dealing with the professor. Anytime the military has an operation that can't fail, they call this guy in to train the troops, okay? He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos. This guy's a professional, you got me? If he reaches this rig, we're all going to be nothing but a big goddamn hole right in the middle of Alaska. So let's go find him and kill him and get rid of the son of a bitch.
That's what a lot of his dialogue is. In terms of the other performances, they're pretty bad. Seagal is his usual tough guy, cocky self. Not his worst performance, but certainly not a standout. I'd rather be watching Out for Justice or Marked for Death, to be honest. The only one who comes out unscathed is Michael Caine, who is gloriously over the top. He actually looks like he's having fun here, unlike when he was in Jaws the Revenge and The Swarm. He's a fun villain. He's so angry all the time. It's actually really funny for probably the wrong reasons. Really, the only scenes here that are actually worth it are the action scenes. The preachy oil shit gets annoying at times, especially that speech at the end, which I heard was supposed to be an hour long. I could be wrong. Maybe it was just half an hour. Either way, thank fucking God it wasn't. It's one of the most unintentionally funny movies ever. In that regard, I enjoy it. It's terrible by all accounts, but it's so entertaining to watch for all the wrong reasons that I recommend it. Maybe it's my love of cheesy action movies, or the fact that I have a soft spot for it since it's the first Steven Seagal movie I ever saw. It's definitely not one of Seagal's best. In fact, of his pre-directed DVD films, I think this one might actually be the weakest. The film was a box office and critical disaster. Critics hated it. Gene Siskel called it one of the worst movies of the year. Surprisingly, Roger Ebert defended the film. And I have a book called The Official Razzie Movie Guide, a book about some of the best bad movies ever made. And On Deadly Ground is in that book. If you love cheesy action movies, then it's a must-see. If you don't, skip it. After this, Seagal's career went nowhere. He appeared in a few more hit movies like Under Siege 2 and Executive Decision, but after The Glimmer Man and Fire Down Below flopped, he steered away from theatrical releases. At the time of writing this, he has made over 25 direct-to-DVD action movies, most of which are total garbage. Not even bad enough to be funny. If you think this is the worst Steven Seagal movie, you haven't seen any of his direct-to-video shit.